G'day. Yeah, this is Chaz Hogan. The Bala game? Nah, mate, they're gone. I'm at the casino. Look, mate, if you want to go flogging a dead horse, feel free. But old Chaz here, he's going to enjoy this Monaco trip. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to Season 6, Episode 14 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town, our bid to try and win the European Trophy, the European Champions, let's say the European Cup, and I got stuck between the two with the Welsh team. We'll see if it's possible, and today we face speaking of The Impossible Dream, we're trying to overturn a 2-0 home defeat against Monaco in the Europa League's first knockout round, second leg, and then we're going to play this team here, Llandudno, or whatnot, in the Welsh Cup quarterfinals. So hopefully, we'll get at least one win this episode. Let's have a quick look. You haven't missed anything. We've come straight back since last episode. What we're expecting here. I have remembered to load up the some of the foreign leagues, the bigger foreign leagues for next season, but we don't know this season anything about them, except they have Erling Haaland, and that is not going to end well for us, most likely. We do have a little bit of news here about how they played against us last time, whether they come out again in a 4-4-2. I guess time will tell. You'd imagine, looking at the players they have, that they're going to play Raul Jimenez and Haaland as a two up top. So I'm expecting that they probably will come out the same. We can see there a little bit of what they did against us last time. But of course, they only scored 2 goals from set pieces. I have had a look at the set pieces to try and fix that. Hopefully, we've succeeded. But this is the team we're sending out. We're going to change in formation. So obviously there we've got some new players as well. So Rima Miles is going to stay in goal as the European goalkeeper this year. I think he might even become our number 1, to be honest. I think he might just be able to, even though Jay Cock is a better distributor of the ball, I think Miles is the better goalkeeper. And in Europe, I think we just need someone who can save a ball. It's going to be Dane Murray Gretterson, our first European appearance for him. A good young Icelandic defender that we've signed. So he comes in for this one with Gosney as well to make up the back 3. Branthwaite goes down the right. Burke goes down the left. It's York and Lowry in midfield. Again, another new signing in January. Let's hope he sort of displays something on the big stage. McLean goes as the advanced playmaker in behind Stewart and Simic, the 2 best finishers at the club. Well, yeah, we only need to win by 2 goals. So they have changed things a little bit, but that could be worse. I am wondering, though, now if we need to stick someone in to cover the number 10. That could be problematic for us. They have Haaland on the bench. Oh, what it must be like to have Haaland on the bench. Thomas Muller's there. He must be ancient by now, but Thomas Muller as well is there. This is the Champions League team. What they are doing in the Europa League, I will never know. We've got nothing to lose here. Let's go out there, show them what we're capable of. Some calm, we have faith. And yeah, just pray that we can somehow manage to get the result. And here we go. Now we do need to win by 2 clear goals. I'll be honest, if we can get a draw out of this game, I'll be absolutely stoked. We did only, of course, concede goals from set pieces in the first leg, first leg's at home, so that hasn't worked for us. But look at this, we're 10 minutes in, we've had 65% of the ball. I don't know if they're sitting back and sort of letting us have it. We are attacking them, we're trying to have a go, and here we go, a corner for Monaco, and almost certainly, oh, Rima Miles makes the save. We have done work on defending free kicks and corners as well. It's not through lack of trying that we can't defend. I think the big problem we have, and I did mention it last episode, is that we don't have players that are good enough in the air. The jumping reach generally across the squad is quite poor, and I think that is what is catching us out. So I've had another little rejig trying to just get good jumpers back, not necessarily good markers. But, you know, if someone's good in the air but they can't mark, I don't know if that's any better than someone who can mark but is no good in the air. Getson Martinez has walked past half the side there, and Rima Miles, has he made a save or has it, no, it's hit the post. What a run that was from Gelson Martinez. Let's demand a little bit more. Monaco has definitely come back into this, haven't they? Did we expect any different, really? I'm going to say probably not. Here we go, a highlight. Gosney starts with the ball. Gosney goes past Thomas Muller. Hey, Branthwaite with the ball now. Back there for Lowry. Lowry down the line there for Branthwaite. Back for Lowry. In for, that's a bit of a hospital ball there for McLaren, but we've kept the ball. York spreads the play there now for Burke. Can Burke, oh, it's a penalty, referee. It's not a penalty, it's outside the box, but there we go. Give it, VAR, give it. We need all the help we can get. All right, it is a free kick though. Can we turn our weakness into a strength here at the other end? Burke over a ball. It's decent. No, it's not. It's gone straight between that the attacking line and the goalkeeper there, unfortunately, and gone out of play. Let's give it a concentrate. I'm going to say again, this has been relatively impressive. We have not conceded a goal to them in open play yet this series, this tie. It's scoring, isn't it, where we really struggle. I'm going to say unlucky. Let's try an unlucky. Simic is on a booking. Let's just tell him not to get sent off. I'm very tempted. We do have Allmark on the bench. I'm very tempted to bring him on, actually, but we'll wait for just a little second here longer. We'll give it a concentrate after half-time. And Royal Jimenez has gone tumbling head over ass. Looks like Conor Gosney may be in the guilty party there. Now we've got a free kick to defend. Golovin stands over it. Rima Miles makes the save. And now we've got a corner to defend. Come on, boys. Come on. We've worked on this in training. Remember your training. Away and straight into Rima Miles' hands. So we're going to say we'll take that. And Burke is injured. All right, we do have Maurice on the bench. It was touch and go as to who started the game. I went for Burke because of his set pieces, basically. But we know Adam Maurice is a wonderful player for us and a more attacking option as well. So hopefully he'll get up and down that left wing for us. Lowry and York in the centre of the park. Not done too much for us. Let's take it off, hit early crosses. Maybe that is not necessarily working for us. Let's demand a little bit more, perhaps. Branthwaite down the right's not having a great game either. Another free kick to defend here. Ball comes into the box, and it's going to be a penalty, isn't it? Branthwaite's given away a penalty, and again, it's defending a set piece that has been our undoing. Come on, Rima. Can he make a save? Oh, he's gone the right way, and it's gone under him. Raul Jimenez gets Monaco's third, and that will just about be that, I would say. Let's try attacking the middle where we have our more attacking players. Let's try work the ball into the box as well. And it is... You can almost come out of this tie thinking what could have been. It is, once again, set pieces that has been our downfall. Branthwaite's not playing well. Let's try and get Declan Wright on down the right. He's a winger. He's not a wing back, but... I mean, we're getting desperate, aren't we? And Allmark, let's bring him on for Simic. Goes the pressing forward for me, please. And, I mean, we haven't seen Simic or Stewart. We haven't seen anything of them, have we? So, it's difficult to argue that we don't deserve to go through. That we do deserve to go through. And I don't necessarily think we do. But we've lost the tie by 3 goals, and none of them have come from open play. If we can sort ourselves out from defending set pieces... You know, we just might be a decent team, but we need to find a way to score goals. And this season, I don't think we necessarily did that. Unlucky, boys. So that draws our European adventure for the season to an end. They did essentially cruise past us. You can't afford to lose. I mean, strangely, so that's the season for Ryan Burke as well, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, you can't lose a home tie and expect to go through, especially when you're a club our size against the likes of Monaco. But, yeah... There it is. That's the European football done for the year. Finances, as things stand, we've lost 600, almost £700,000. Given our financial situation, that's not the worst. I'm hoping we'll get a little bit more champions. No, we weren't in Champions League. Well, a little bit more money at the end of the tournament, maybe for TV or something. Hopefully, but essentially, we're going to make a loss this season. But I think we can just about cover that off. All right, guys, that is it. Obviously, for European football, we'll be right back. Though we still have a Welsh Cup to try and win, so we'll be back for the quarterfinal of that. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to the quarterfinal, I thought I'd have a quick look, now that European football is over for the year, at the European coefficient standings. So this is a lot of numbers, and it's probably difficult to see, especially if you're watching on a phone. But we sit right here now in 61st. So this is the last season that we didn't have any points to defend. So this is another season where it's a bit of a free hit for us. Next year, we're going to have 2 points to defend. That was our first year up and back in European football, and we should be able to get more points. So we'll continue. We should continue to go up next season at least. But after that, then we start defending 13 points. That was our run to the quarterfinals, I think, and so on. But next year, we go to 34 coefficient points. So we should be jumping up a little bit more. But currently, the 61st ranked team in Europe for seeding purposes. We should be jumping up maybe somewhere up just outside the top 50, I would think. So that's obviously really, really good. That's, you know, only 50 teams above us that rank in pool rankings. I'm hoping we'll get to the point where maybe we get into a Champions League as in the sort of pot 3. That's sort of the dream. So that we're then at least if we get to the Champions League looking to parachute down, or should it seeding wise be looking to parachute down into the Europa League. Doesn't always work like that, of course. How is Wales going? I hear you ask. Wales is we're never going to, I don't think, ever really be in a position where we're not qualifying for the early rounds of Champions League football. You can see Wales is down here right now, just below Cyprus in 29th. That's probably behind my head, isn't it? So let's scroll it up so you can see. They're sort of just behind Cyprus right now. We looks like going to actually drop further behind them for next season. The problem we have is that we're the only club that's realistically getting more than one, maybe two early qualifying round wins. So we're pretty much got to do this ourselves, and Cyprus has had somebody do quite well in Europe this year, it looks like, because they've got 5.25 points this season. So we actually know that we're going to jump up here. We're going to jump ahead of Kazakhstan and Norway. So we will jump up 2 spots at least. Is anyone below us going to climb up? This is boring stuff, isn't it? But when you're a football nerd like I am, this is all very interesting. Interesting stuff. So yeah, we are going to jump up 2 spots, it looks like. So we'll be jumping up into 27th spot. So we'll be just behind, we'll be where the Republic of Ireland are now. To give you an idea for qualification spots, if we look at 27th, where the Republic and Ireland are right now, it doesn't change anything. We have to get, before we start looking at skipping qualifying rounds and things like that, get up to 17th, where the Czech Republic are right now. And again, if we go back and see the Czech Republic's coefficient points, they're at 25. So, and what are we at? 18.5. So we're quite a ways behind them. We really do need other teams in Wales to start doing well for if we're ever going to really climb up to a point where we're not in the first qualifying round of European competitions, unfortunately. But we'll take it. You know, it's better to be in Europe than not in Europe, but that's sort of the update on the coefficient points. So hopefully everybody's still awake. But here we go, about to face the quarterfinal against Llandudno. We are heavy favourites. It's almost the reverse. We are heavy favourites this time. They are a Byron Moore coach team. I can't say I recognise the name. Looks like he was at Plymouth for a while there. I don't know if that's real life. That should be this season. So maybe Damien Allmark will be aware of him. A decent manager, I'd say. His first job, I would suggest, looking at the gaps from when he played and not. They are currently 4th in the Cumbria North, so they're a decent team in that, but they're not really fighting for promotion. Looks like Ruthin, one of our affiliate teams, could be coming up. Now, they're an amateur team, aren't they? Yeah, so they could, if they can get to semi-pro status, that would make them a useful team to start loaning players to, actually. We do have some players that are on loan there, but amateur football is not the best place for our players to develop, obviously. Anyway, we're getting massively sidetracked. They're an attacking, direct style of play. Quick look at what we're expecting from them here. It says 4-4-2. I suspect we might get the Rusko bus park, if I'm honest. But we're about to find out, won't we? There's all their other ins and outs. This is the team we're sending out. Being a cup game, we go full strength. We don't muck around, because obviously one loss and we're out. So Rima Miles continues in goal. Granger comes in for the injured Burke with Murray, Gosney and Branthwaite, the rest of the back four. York and Lowry go in midfield. We're going to try these two as the duo. Of course, just a reminder that Ewan Dixon is injured pretty much for the rest of the season, or 2 weeks. He will be back. So that's why Lowry's in, and we're going to put McLean up in the Dixon role. It will be Wright and Middleton going down the wings. Mr. Allmark himself up top, hopefully, to bang in a few goals. Yeah, we do get the Rusko bus park. Actually, it's more than that, because they've got a DM in instead of, so it's like a 4-1-4-1 formation. So hopefully we'll be able to get down the sides of them. That's the plan. We do have Simic on the bench if we need to switch to 2 strikers up top. Gomez says go out there, prove a point. I'm going to say expect to see a much better performance today. Let's try that. The Monaco one's a tough one, isn't it? We defended quite well. Again, it's a more defending of a set piece that's let us down. But like I say, it's 2 ties against them, and we didn't concede an open play in either of them. So there's promising signs there. If we can sort out our defending of set pieces, and the big problem we have is we need to find a way to score goals in Europe, don't we? We don't do it enough, and obviously you're not going to win many ties if you're not scoring goals. Declan Wright's had a nice first touch there. He's got himself in. Declan Wright. Oh, what a finish it is from Declan Wright. 12th of the season. Why can't you do that in Europe, mate? That's the most frustrating thing. But there we go. A nice 2nd-minute lead. We'll take that and run, and hopefully we'll be able to put on a nice little display here and just brush away the frustrations of Europe. Excellent first touch from Wright, wasn't it? He is someone I think we would like to try and get back on loan again next season. But we'll just kind of wait and see. It's sort of like a bit of a stick or twist kind of situation. And I want to have the best team available early as possible to register them for Europe qualification rounds. But then if we go early and sign, say for example Declan Wright, get him back, and then somebody better comes up on loan, then that becomes a problem of itself. Damien Allmark less said about that shot, the better. Should say too, last call for your nominations for Viewers Player of the Year. Let me know in the comments, if you haven't already, who is your favourite player this year, or who you think's been our best player this year. And then next episode, we will have the poll for you guys to vote. Fantasy the Wars, and Middleton, he's not quite there still. Right, again, second attempt. Doesn't find its way in. It might have been offside there. In any case, it looks like we've come back for a free kick. Yeah, so next episode, we'll have the poll for you guys to vote. Then we'll see at the end of the season awards who has won the Viewers Player of the Year. Here we go with Allmark. Damien Allmark. Oh, it's not quite there. It's fallen for Middleton, though. Middleton can't miss. A 9th goal of the season for him. That's 2-0 up, and that hopefully should be job done. You'd like to think we're not going to concede more than a goal against lower league opposition. But, yeah, there we go. Good ball to find Allmark. He was in. Just didn't quite have the finish. The goalkeeper, I mean, it was a little bit unlucky, but Middleton following in couldn't really miss there, could he? Expect a player of his quality. And he is a player of quality, despite what we've seen this season. I'll try and show you his attributes in a second here. Middleton with the corner. It's decent. It's edge of the area. Wright picks it up. Is he going to lash one in? He's beaten his man. Oh, that is stunning. Declan Wright, a 13th goal of the season, and that might be a goal of the season nomination right there. An absolutely stunning strike from Declan Wright, and we're running away with it now, aren't we? From behind the goal, look at this first touch to get rid of the defender. That's class, and no, it wasn't the best finish. It wasn't quite in the corner. Better goalkeeper probably would have saved it, but there we go. I still can't see Middleton. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, but he has, I know some of you were saying in the comments, he hasn't really, apart from the sort of a few really good goals early on in Europe, he hasn't really shown up. Right on a hat-trick here, and selfish perhaps there, goes himself and straight into the keeper's hands. We can see that, I mean, he's still a really good player. The only thing maybe he's physically not quite as good as he could be, but he's still a really, really good winger at almost at any level. Not obviously literally at any level, but certainly for the next few seasons with us. He's going to be considered a very good left winger. He's sort of like he's playing down to the level of the league rather than sort of making himself look brilliant. There's a good ball in for Connor Gosney, and Connor Gosney scores again. The 4th goal for him this season. That's why we don't want to sell him off. He might be one, though, that's difficult to keep in the summer. Good ball in from Declan Wright, and just a classy composed finish from Mr. Connor Gosney. And that is 4-0, and well, it's good to see some goals going in for Bala Town, isn't it? But there we go. Comfortable at the break. We'll give them an assertive. We're very happy. Let's see if we can go on with it a little bit here in the second half. Unfortunately, we don't really have anybody on the bench that I would like to give game time to. Poor McVeigh could be someone we bring on. You know what we might do? We might rest Sam York, who's played a lot of football lately, and bring him on, and then McVeigh can sort of continue to learn that sort of deeper midfield role. He's not learning it as quickly as I would have liked, to be honest. McLean, of course, is only on loan, so whereas we own McVeigh. So there's a penalty, and that should be Declan Wright take it for the hat-trick. I think he's deserved the hat-trick today. He's been quite good. Assist for the Gosney goal. He's stuck that away like he's taking penalties all his life. 14 goals now for Declan Wright, 5-0 in the quarter-final, and it is becoming a bit of a walk in the park for us now, isn't it? Really good penalty, though. Look at that. Never looked like missing. Alright, so let's maybe make that change now. Let's get McVeigh on for York. We'll switch Lowry into the deep-line playmaker role. You can go as the advanced playmaker, please, and we'll put McVeigh as the attacking midfielder. Just rejig the midfield a little bit, but that should be fine. And yeah, hopefully we can see what we can, if we can, maybe a record score. I think 8-0 was our record, wasn't it? Are we in? Oh, and that is Rima Miles going walkabout, and that is back to 5-1. And maybe just give them a show some passion here, boys. Clean sheet ruined. It always takes the shine off. It doesn't. I don't know where Rima Miles is going there. At least he wasn't doing that against Monaco. But Jesus Christ, Rima, what is that? He's playing a 6-3 now. Do we bring Jaycock on for some match sharpness? Is that harsh? Let's do it anyway. It's a good opportunity to give him some match sharpness. The game's essentially won. Watch him get injured or sent off now, of course. But let's demand a little bit more. I don't like the uninterestedness that's creeping in here, but essentially the tie's been won for a while now. Middleton with a corner. Where's Connor Gosney? It's headed away. McVeigh's going to pick that up. Can he turn? Lays it off for Allmark. Allmark for McVeigh. I mean, Allmark really should have a goal, shouldn't he? When your team scored 5 and you're the striker, you'd like to think you get at least one. He's done well there to beat a man. Has he got a finish? he can't even get the cross in now. Omar, come on, mate. Get your head in the game. Granger has it now. Back for Dane Murray. Another one that's on loan. Another one I would like to get back in for next season, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see what sort of players become available for transfer listed. I tell you what, that's harsh. If he gets sent off for that, that's even more harsh. That looked like a good old-fashioned shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, but a second yellow, and they are down to 10 men, and that, as I said, is harsh. I'd even boo the referee for that one. Looks like the game might just be about to peter out. We haven't really shown up for the second half, but it can happen. We've got a minute to go in stoppage time, and they're down to 9. They're falling to pieces now. And can we, honestly, referee, just let that go. That doesn't change anything. Ball in, Connor Gosney's there. Is it going to be a penalty? Connor Gosney retrieves it. No, he just kicks it out of play. That's showboating at this level. And that should be that. Into the semi-finals we go. And hopefully we'll have a draw and we'll be able to find out who we get. Because that will be next episode, the semi-final. Middleton's won the ball back there. He's only got, 7 men in front of him at this point. 8, isn't it? 9 with the goalkeeper. McVeigh, good ball, back post. No, Declan Wright can't quite get to it. Will he get to the header, though? No. And Gosney brings it forward. We're a minute over. There we go, referee. This referee's had an absolute nightmare. But a really, really good, strong performance there. It was just really Rima going sort of Superman that cost us there, wasn't it? So a good all-round performance, 5-star Bala Town. We're into the semi-finals. We're not as good as we think, mate. We absolutely destroyed you. Some more money in the bank. And we have Aberystwyth Town in the semi-final. The other semi-final is the New Saints against Port Talbot Town. So we're either going to be playing the New Saints or Colin Catton in the final, should we get past Aberystwyth Town. We don't want to count our chickens before we get there, do we? But what a performance from Declan Wright. 3 goals and an assist. Excellent, excellent stuff. You can see Declan Wright, he's definitely worth bringing back on loan if we can get him. When's his contract up with Leeds, actually? Is that something that we could look to expose? No, he's not. He's there for ages yet. He's on 10 grand a week as well, so we probably won't be able to afford him even if we do want to get him back. But guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your nominations for Viewers Player of the Year. And we will be back next time for, we're sick of the sight of him, but there's a way that the draws worked out here. We'll be back for the New Saints at home. The final time we'll play them in the league this season. And then it will be Aberystwyth Town in the Welsh Cup semi-final away from home. Can we go and make yet another cup final this season? Take care.